have to figure out ways to win. Playing hard on the defensive end and on the glass, every single possession is the way you win.
Incredibly athletic, brilliantly coached, fast in the backcourt.
He's one of the best freshmen in the country. He's one of the best players in the country.
As a team, Alabama dominates the backcourt. They got a lot of guys. They're deep as can be. This Alabama team is really good.
You see Alabama warming up on the other end in the NCAA tournament. They can strike some fear into it.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Nate Oats Show, brought to you by Tri-Green Equipment, along with the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm Chris Stewart, should say the fourth-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. Coach, that's a nice designation for your program, but while it's always impressive to beat Kentucky, it tells you where your team is when the win over the Cats is not the most impressive win of the week, but a victory at home against Kentucky started things off pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's still Kentucky. You like to beat them when you get a chance to beat them. So it was a big win. We needed to get that one before we got to the next one. I thought our guys came out, played well. I thought, we exposed them on both ends of the floor pretty well. We got better talent than they have. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's not like I'm some genius coach. We got talented players, and they played really hard, and they're playing together. And score came out pretty well for us.
It did indeed. We're going to see highlights of that Arkansas victory, the 15th-ranked Hogs at the time the Tide faced them. But this one first against Kentucky, and your squad ready from the start.
No, Brandon was aggressive attacking the rim, got downhill. I thought he had a really good game. Obviously, he's been playing well for us. He did it a couple different. He got to the rim, finished, had some tough buckets there, hit threes. I mean, he's been shooting it really well, but we've been on to finish better. I thought he finished a lot better in this one. We ran off our defense. Our defense was outstanding this game. We get stops and get out in the break. We get transition game. We score a lot more than they did in transition. So it's the way we want to play.
It's really been a two-headed monster, hasn't it? I mean, you got a huge team, but early on, either one of these guys, either Mark or Brandon, can really light it up early.
No, he can, and I thought Sears' defense was great this game. I think he ended up with 6 rebounds and 6 steals. His defense on Wheeler was great. Thought his defense this game was outstanding. So, and he scores the ball at a high clip too. But to get 16, 6, and 6 was pretty impressive against Kentucky. They got some athletes out there too.
In addition to that combination, Javon Quinterly, in flashes, coach, shows why he was one of the top recruits in America coming out of high school.
Yeah, no, he's super talented. He's skilled. He just felt like this was him starting to get it back. He had 12 that game. He looked like his normal self again. He had 12 points in 18 minutes. He's playing hard on defense. He's finishing. He's shooting it better. So I was happy with him. I mean, he shot it well from 3 that game too. He hit a 3 and then was able to get in the paint. Pretty cool light show they got.
That was not bad.
You got the hype guy going. I like it.
Yeah, he had Zig working the crowd, and the crowd, there was a crowd there to be worked, that's for sure, and the numbers effective. It's amazing when you can do the things your team does, and you get to a 9-6 effort from Charles Bediako, almost an afterthought maybe to some, but he was a huge factor in this ball game.
No, he was. I mean, and Clowney, I think, had 8 and 6, so 3 guys in double figures with Quinterly with 12, and then your front court's got 8 and 6 and 9 and 6 against reigning National Player of the Year and Sheboy. So I thought Charles' defense that game on Sheboy was as big as anything. I mean, they, and then our offensive pick and roll attacking Sheboy. Jaden Bradley was able to get downhill, caught Charles on some lobs, and they pulled Sheboy out. He played less than 23 minutes that game. He's National Player of the Year. So, I thought offensively, we did a good job exposing him, so he didn't play as much. Defensively, when he was in, Charles held him to 1 of 7 from the field. It's the first time he's been at Kentucky, I believe, and hasn't been the leading rebounder in a game. Right. I think Brandon Miller led the rebounders with 7. Sheboy only had 6, so pretty impressive job by Bediako.
Impressive. We're going to look at more of that now as we go all access following the Tide's largest margin of victory ever over the Kentucky Wildcats.
Most are talking about right now in that regard is the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah, listen, There's 15,000 in the building. There's 33 NBA scouts. This is a big game, and the folks are here to see Alabama.
But down low, Bediako was too deep, and the foul on Wallace. Bediako had it deep in the paint. It's another dunk, wide open, and a flush. What a start for the Tide.
Whips a pass outside. Clowney steps into a three.
Got a lot of stuff to work with, as does Nate Oats, this entire Alabama team.
Works it ahead to Quinterly. Driving, stepping through, shooting, scoring, and he is fouled. A chance for the and one.
And it is all Alabama. And to your point, Alabama quicker to the ball. Around what a play there. How about Sears taking
Allen
over?
Griffin, he'll push it ahead. Beautiful pass. Miller, flush. What a pass by Rylan Griffin. JQ, three. Alabama rolling right now.
Wow, so does that guy. Sears buries a three.
Left alone, another three. Another make. Another one.
They are the real deal. They have everything that you're looking for in a potential SEC champion, if not a potential national champion.
Look, we're growing. We're maturing. Guys are getting better. Really good job. Like, proud of everybody. Serious.
There is nothing like winning, as whatever this is would indicate in the locker room following the Tide's victory over Arkansas. And normally we show you game highlights before we show you a celebration, but Coach, this kind of is on an island all by
I don't know what
itself.
this is. This is the first time I've even been aware of this. Apparently I got to get the, what do we call it, the chair dance?
I don't know. Well,
Cottrell's got it.
yeah,
Pringle's got it. Like,
they follow Cottrell's lead, don't they, in that regard? Maybe not.
I don't know about that. I'm guessing they follow Pringle's lead on that one.
That would be a good move. That'd be a better move. Look, winning's fun. There is no question about that. Your guys are having a good time, but they have earned that opportunity to enjoy themselves.
No, I mean, shoot. I think this is the first time in 30 years that Arkansas, as a ranked team, has lost to another ranked team in Bud Walton. So doing things that haven't been done, not just in the Alabama program, in SEC period. So, you know, we got a right to come in there and celebrate. We're not doing anything stupid on the floor, but get in the locker room. They can have a little fun. I told our guys, you can celebrate all you want once the whistle blows. Like, and it's like we're not celebrating while it plays live. Like, get your butt back on defense and get stops. But when let them have a little fun. They work hard. They work hard to be good. I thought we had the more talented team. I mean, takes a lot of work and effort to be as good as these guys are. And they ought to be able to celebrate a little bit. Just don't do it when the ball's live and we're supposed to be playing defense.
Well, we're going to see them playing defense right now, coaches. We'll get into the highlights. Your squad, awfully impressive. Mark Sears starting things off and really did a lot of carrying the offense in that first half, especially.
Yeah, Arkansas was definitely keyed in to stopping Brandon. You know, Brandon didn't even get a field goal attempt off, which probably has as much to do with the coaching staff as anything. We got to do a better job getting him going early. But Sears carried it for us for sure. I mean, he ended up with 26 in a hostile road environment, hit some big threes, got to the free throw line. You know, we had some other guys struggle at the line. He went 10 of 10, so he was great for us.
Noah Clowney hits the first bucket of the game, the three right here to kind of get things going. Quiet for a little while. Foul trouble was a big issue in this ball game. He dealt with some of it himself, but managed to be effective when he was on the floor.
He's really good. I mean, he shows up in big games. I mean, going 3 or 4 from 3, and we have noticed that sometimes they don't guard some guys that are shooting poor percentages, almost entice them to shoot. Well, I think teams will second guess whether they don't want to guard Clowney from now on. So he was big.
Yeah, Brandon didn't get a shot off literally in the first half, but man, was he great in the final 20 minutes.
No, and he's matured. You know, he could have got frustrated and didn't play hard, whatever, after not getting a shot off as good as he is. He was 0 for 0 in the first half, still played really hard. You know, him getting a block shot on defense, I think he's showing how mature he is. He's shooting, and he went off on a spree there to close the game and open the thing up late in the game. So it's back-to-back threes. That rowdy environment at Bud Walton got real quiet. I think a bunch of people left after that one. Saw the place empty out a little early.
It certainly helped traffic for us trying to get to the airport. 26 points for Sears to lead the way. Clowney with 15, Miller 14. All of that, again, coming in the second half of play. You knew about your team's toughness and resiliency before, but to win a game there that atmosphere spoke even more to it, I would have said.
No, it did. But we went to Houston and played the #1 team in the country on the road. That was a hostile environment. We were down 15 in the second half, came back and win. Like, if you put your guys in spots where they have to respond, you learn a lot about them. I think we learned at Houston we can play anybody tough on the road. So going into Bud Walton, wherever we may play, we're going to have to go to Tennessee and play on the road. Like, going to have to go to Auburn and play on the road. Like, we've got some confidence that we can go in on the road. It can get loud and whatever. That shouldn't have any effect on what we're doing on the floor. We can still get a stop. I mean, shoot, that place got really loud at the under 5 when they cut it to 2, and we took a timeout, came out and went on a big run and opened the thing up, and the game was over, and it wasn't very loud after that anymore. So we give them a quote Majerus said, you don't win games on the road or at home. You win games, the rebounding battle, the free throw battle, turnover war. Like, you win games on the court, not necessarily on the road, at home, all that. We do know it's a little harder to win on the road, but our guys are mature enough to know you can win them on the road just as easily as you can win them at home.
We will see those signs of maturity in these Arkansas highlights.
It's going to be loud. 40 minutes. This is a test. This is a test. All right, you got me? Let's walk off this floor tonight. Look each other. Look everybody in the face. Say, I gave you everything I had for 40 minutes. All we got. But we all we do.
For the first time since 1995, 2 top 15 squads will square off. It is 4th-ranked Alabama and 15th-ranked Arkansas.
For 40 minutes. Hit.
Over right, kicks it right side. Clowney, 3, bottom. Mark with 1 man to beat, drives in, lays it up and scores. They're shooting a little teardrop, got it to roll over the rim.
Mark Sears with a little side Euro step, able to take a little bit of contact, avoid the charge.
Over to Bradley, dumps it inside. Beautiful feed. Beniacco to lay in, keeps it off. Left side, Bradley all alone. 3, bottom. Tide looking to add to his 35-33 lead, and they do. Going downhill and had it knocked away. Picked up by Bama. Count the bucket, and an and-one opportunity for the Crimson Tide. Works around, gives it to Gurley. Open 3, bottom. Noah Gurley put into the hands of Clowney. Goes into the lane off glass. Count it, and he is fouled. Gives it back. Clowney, 3, bottom. Oh, do it, Noah Clowney. Sears, near side 3, bottom. Nothing but the bottom of the sack. Kicks it to Clowney. Corner 3, bottom. Mercy, what a make. Off to Miller. Brandon, 3, bottom. Back-to-back threes for Alabama. Miller. Oh, do it, baby. 3 for 3 for Alabama. Rob, no, Beniacco. Yes, and emphatically, he flushes it home.
Let's go.
84-69, and that is your final ball game. Bama wins. Barbecue and the Razorbacks here in Fayetteville.
We talk a lot about our culture. Our core values are max effort, continuous growth, and selfless love. Like, I want us to be the hardest playing team on the floor every night out there.
Just continue to come together and fellowship in your name. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And then I want us to be getting better every game. I thought we got better every game on this trip. Like, if you really embody selfless love and you love your teammates, you're not worried about yourself, like, you're as happy for your teammate playing a good game as you are for yourself. And I think we're starting to get that with this team.
Fellas, way to fight adversity, man. I appreciate y'all. I love all y'all, man, for real. I love all y'all, bro, for real.
I like where we're at now. I like our culture now. I like our camaraderie, our chemistry. I like the way the guys have kind of bonded, just watching them get together off the floor. I think it's just cool seeing these guys in another culture and stuff, so I think that's been pretty cool.
Coach, what an amazing opportunity for everybody associated with your program. Got a chance to experience that. But from a basketball standpoint, unbelievable, and we're seeing the dividends that are paying off from a really challenging summer opportunity.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I thought, to take those guys to Europe and just to see them bond. And we were able to play games. We were able to get 10 extra practices, and all that helped. That was good. But I thought just being in 2 different foreign countries, I had my daughters on the trip, Crystal and Brielle and Jossie came, and I'm out with them on a scooter. I'm just seeing the players out just around Barcelona, like on scooters running around. I mean, it's the bonding you get when you're on a tour with the guys for 9 days and you're in countries where they don't speak English. So you kind of have to come together. So it was pretty cool. The soccer game was awesome. Like, I'd never been to a big-time soccer game. The players all got into it. They bought their FC Barcelona stuff. It was cool.
They made sure that you pull for the home team. That was a smart move. But a great opportunity. Got a chance to win.
Yeah, La Sagrada Familia.
Show off.
That church building's been being built forever, but it's still going up. It's unbelievable inside. So we got a tour of that and saw it. It was pretty cool.
All right, well, let's continue to play tour guide for us on this.
Yeah, you weren't on this trip. You want me to take the lead on this one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Well, the Eiffel Tower, you could talk about that. I mean, everybody's got to get their picture taken in front of the Eiffel Tower when you go to Paris. There's the team looking sharp with those polos.
Oh, absolutely.
We made it. You see it in the background?
Selfies. Oh, we're in the Louvre. Get to see Mona Lisa. Get to see all the statues. I mean, you could spend days in here. We took a few hours. I think some of the players were ready. There's the Mona Lisa.
Where's
it's not
the
as big. It's not as big as you'd think. See how small it is?
Yeah, but pictures of you and Herb were hanging in the Louvre, right? That was just, I guess, on the internet.
Put out on Twitter. Yeah.
Okay. Didn't actually happen. We just thought it was. Let's go from that to what's become a landmark on this show, if you will. It's game time with Coach Oats. Sit or start is what we're going to go with here. And keeping the theme, it's the foreign food edition. It's all right. Calamari in Barcelona.
Outstanding. All right. Start that one.
So you're going to start.
Great to start your meal with some calamari.
Pizza from Paris. That's not typical around here.
Yeah, I'll start it. It was good. It was different. I liked it. I like different foods.
Okay. All right. Churros from Barcelona. Think of Charles Barkley when I hear churros.
Yeah, I'm
in
a
San
fan
Antonio.
of that, like carnival type food. So I'm going to start that. It sounds like I'm not that picky of an eater, so I'm starting a lot. Okay. But I definitely have that for dessert, though.
All right, good deal for that. Oh, crepes. All right, by the way, are you impressed that I actually pronounced it right?
I
crepes
am.
From Paris,
crepes.
Not creepies.
You know what?
Crepes from Paris. Ooh.
I like crepes too. I like a lot of food, so we're starting it.
Okay. I hadn't gone that route before. Didn't try that.
No.
Macaroons?
Nope.
Macarons? Macarons?
I don't know what they are.
We're passing on it. If you can't say it, why try it? Yours, seafood.
I'm a big seafood guy, but I wasn't as big a fan of this one.
Yeah, that coach,
I'm sitting this one.
That is not fried.
Our players definitely sat that one. Sit. You know how crazy it was? My kids sent me out to get McDonald's for them one night because they didn't like the food. We had all this great food.
Yeah.
I had to walk out to get I'm sitting that.
You're sitting on the Grande McExtreme.
Can't you get that here in Tuscaloosa? You should be trying for the seafood one. I probably should have started, but I got better seafood at the Bright Star than that was. So.
Very well done. Very well done indeed. When we come back, Mark Sears, he's delivering a feast for your squad this year. We'll focus on the Pride of Muscle Shoals when we come back.
It's close to home, and I like Coach Oats' system. I like how he let his players play and let the guards especially play. And nothing can beat home. Being 2 hours away, especially going to Muscle Shoals High School. Nothing could beat that. No other school could beat that. It means a lot just having this Alabama across my chest, and when I hear my name called, it say Muscle Shoals, Alabama. So that means a lot to me because not too many people get this opportunity. I've been hearing a lot lately about Jalen Bronson because I guess we're both left-handed, and he's a pretty good left-handed guard, so I like to model myself after him in some aspects. Football, I bet I probably would have been a DB at Alabama. wanting to prove all the naysayers wrong, you know, saying he's too small or the SEC is too athletic. I like to use things to motivate to make me mad, and that usually makes me go harder.
Coach, I'm going to guess there was never a doubt about Mark Sears as a player, but we saw him in high school, even the first year or two that he was at Ohio. That's a different looking person physically now at the University of Alabama than he was then. He's grown, he's developed, he's matured, and that, along with the skill improvement, has allowed him to become one of the top players in our league.
Big, strong, tough, physical guard. I mean, we didn't take him out of high school, make it looking like we might have been a bad decision back then. But when he decided to transfer from Ohio, we weren't going to screw it up second time. So we went after him hard. I mean, he can score it. He's tough. He can get downhill. Gets fouled. He can run the point. He can play off the ball. I thought he was perfect for our system because we like multi-positional guys. We just want guys that can pass, dribble, and shoot. He can do all, and he's tough, and he can get up into guys. So he's been great for us. He came in. He's humble, works hard. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's really the kind of guy we're looking for. So happy to have him here. Just so happens to be he's from the state of Alabama. So his parents are happy he's here. They can make the drive down, watch him play every game. So it's been great. Talked about a football player. His dad played football in college, so he's got a little bit of that toughness. He's got some genetics. He's a tough kid, man.
He's been a great addition, and again, one of the things that's so amazing to me, Coach, is seeing how all these guys have fit together. This is basically a brand new roster, minus 2-3 pieces, and you've been able to blend everybody together, and their strengths have made this squad one of the best ones in the country.
Yeah, I mean, Sears new, Brandon's new, Clowney's new, Namari hadn't played here before. I mean, we're getting a lot of production from guys that hadn't played here, and we're getting them to come together. I think we're getting better every game. Guys are getting used to playing with each other. You know, Jaden Bradley's getting better every game. Sears walked in as a transfer and just really bought into being a team guy, and obviously he can score it, but, you know, he's had games with multiple assists. He's averaging almost 3 assists a game, so he rebounds the ball well. He's had big rebounding games for a guard. He's doing all the tough little stuff. He's bought into being a tough defender and really playing both sides of the ball, which we need to win. I mean, if you're going to win, you got to play both sides of the ball. When your best players are playing both sides of the ball, everybody's got to play both sides. So him and Brandon play both sides of the ball pretty well. I mean, makes for your team to be a pretty good team.
We'll take a look at what's coming up next for the Crimson Tide when we return right here on the Nate Oats Show, brought to you by Tri-Green Equipment. All right, Coach, time to take a look at what's on tap next for your squad. More tough games in the SEC because they were already good, they were already tough, but LSU and Vandy, now they're even more so hunting the Alabama Crimson Tide with what your squad's done.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a great start. We're 4-0. People are going to try to take us down. I mean, I think there's 3 teams undefeated still in the SEC, us, Tennessee, and Texas A&M. So LSU beat Arkansas to open SEC play. You know, Coach McMahon's done a really good job. They didn't have anybody on scholarship there in the summer, so he's completely put his roster together from scratch. Adam Miller, transfer from Illinois, is a great shooter, been playing well for him. You know, he brought transfer from Murray State, interior player that's playing great for him, KJ Williams. They're good. I mean, they're going to be one of those teams that we're going to have to play hard, play well, or they're more than capable of beating us. Vanderbilt, you know, Coach Stackhouse, these guys kind of play with his. He wasn't afraid of anybody. They're not afraid of anybody. They'll go in. They played Tennessee tough. I think they might have been up on a half at Tennessee on the road. So that if they can play at Tennessee up at the half, like they're more than capable of beating anybody.
So the Tide will head to Nashville next week. It's a sellout at Coleman Coliseum for the LSU game this weekend. If you got tickets, use them. If you can't be there, make sure they are used. But try to get to Nashville to support the Tide as they will be playing the Commodores on the 17th. That's going to do it for this week's show. For Coach Oats, I'm Chris Stewart. Thanks for joining us. Roll Tide, everybody.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,